Welcome to Truthzilla. We're here with the beautiful Megan and Scott. Where the hell are you?
Dude, I'm like fighting off lizard people in Machu Picchu.
Oh
dude.
my God, Scott, come back to us, dude. You are exactly what we're scared of.
What? What are you talking about?
You are. Is that a Neuralink?
No, dude. It's the whatever the hell you call it, dude. This is the future right here, dude.
Oh my
I'm
God.
in the future.
Disconnect, bud. Disconnect.
Whoa. You guys are still here. What the hell?
Okay, that's the Matrix. We're here, right?
Oh God. Okay. Yeah. Wow.
Okay.
Whoa. What a trip, dude.
Probably
oh my
planted
God.
stuff in your brain
So-
doing that.
Oh my.
So
goodness.
yeah. So apparently later today, Elon Musk is debuting the Neuralink device. What the hell is a Neuralink device, right?
Ooh.
Which means I'm gonna be up late editing this, but that's all right. That's all right. So basically,
You really brought us out of there.
basically, when it all boils down to it, man, what is this all about? What the hell is this all about? What is going on here? What are we up against? We can take it all the way back, man, to the Epic of Gilgamesh, right? Where it's the pursuit of immortality, right? All the way back to the very beginning, right? That and it just perceives all different Gnostic religions and occult practices. Blavatsky talks about post-humanism. You know, it's the idea of transhumanism. Okay, the ascension of man, the merging of humans and machines, to create a branching off from the human civilization into the next iteration of the human civilization. Okay, and that's what this is all driving towards. Okay, making humans irrelevant. I heard a really interesting speech, and I've been trying to find it all day, but I can't remember who said it. If anybody could comment on it, I would really appreciate it. But they basically said that the idea is that eventually humans, as we are going to become a subspecies, right, to the technologically advanced elite. You know, because obviously the elites are going to get this equipment first, but you know, we will be the dumb cows, as they said in the video. We're going to be like dumb cows. You know, they're going to be able to communicate with just their brains, and here we are talking with our mouths, and they're going to look at us and be like, ew, how pathetic. You know, I read something interesting earlier saying, like, you know, right now we're all pursuing this equality and how everybody's the same. And that is true. We're all born exactly the same, right? We have the same rights and everything. But now if we create a separate species above us, you know, what is that going to mean for the rest of us that haven't transitioned, right? You know?
That won't transition.
You know, what is that going to mean? We're going to be seen as literally inferior species that probably won't be worth anything, right? So, found this clip. This was 2014, keep in mind, okay? So we're going to watch this. These guys haven't seen it, and we're just going to have a little fun with it. Okay. Transhumanism.
And in the future, will allow us to carry computers the size of a blood cell. So let's connect some of these futuristic dots. Let's look at a possible roadmap for the future. For the last few years, Immersive has been researching emotion-aware computing. And in this video, you're seeing that a webcam is able to interpret individual facial muscles.
What do you think it's doing?
And by training that computer, we can teach it to learn what a smile is.
You're right there.
What a negative reaction is. And we've trained these machines to interpret and understand human emotions. So currently there's about 1.5 billion cameras that are enabled into your laptops and your cameras and your phones.
Way more than that.
But over the next 5 years, these numbers will double. And this provides solutions for those with autism. Smart cars that can detect drowsy or distracted drivers.
What?
Or allow robots
What?
to develop a form of synthetic empathy.
Stop it.
To
I
understand.
can't go on.
Or to just target you with advertising, or to read your mind, literally read your thoughts, or see where your eyeballs are pointing on the screen, so they could better target ads at that particular spot of the screen. You know what I mean? I love when you're watching this. Keep in mind all of the reasons that he's throwing out, or why this is such a great, innovative thing.
Sure.
You know, when
None
it's
of
like,
it sounds good.
When it's like, okay, yeah, I don't know about. I mean, yeah, that might be cool, but like, come on. What are you really doing? What the hell are you really doing? You really doing this so that people won't fall asleep behind the wheel? Is that really your motivation?
But I also have a
really
problem
what's
with that,
going on?
because if you can't be trusted to know when you need to pull off the road, you
Yeah.
shouldn't have a driver's license.
Yeah.
Well, but let's be honest. There's a whole nother agenda where they don't.
That's my
want
point.
Us,
That's the agenda.
They don't want us driving. Where there's going to be all autonomous cars in the future. That is for sure part of the agenda.
For sure. All right, here we go.
Understand and interpret human intent. Now, wearables are widely believed to be the next big thing, and the concept of wearables isn't a new idea. For thousands of years, there have been tattoos and piercings and jewelry, and it symbolizes who we are and where we come from. I'm sure many of you may have, fitness trackers that you wear already. But in the near future, your family, your friends will have computers embedded into their clothing, in addition to their wrists and their glasses.
Victoria's Secret bras.
Further along the wearable continuum will be things like embeddables, like small sensors that are placed underneath your skin.
No, thank you.
And as technology becomes smaller, cheaper, and more powerful, 50 billion devices will be connected over the next decade.
Why? I don't
And the
understand
internet
how
will be
anyone
more-
even sits and listens to that, and nobody's up in arms. Like, just listening to him
There's gonna be
makes
50
me
billion
upset.
devices.
I would never be okay with any of that. I don't understand why anybody in the world is okay with that. I really don't see the appeal.
We are so much farther down the rabbit hole than what he's talking about.
Well,
here,
they'll
too.
never say how far. They'll
we're
never
already
publicly
far.
tell us how far down the rabbit hole we actually
Well, but
are.
there's all the talk about all the space link stuff. How many satellites he's
SpaceX,
putting up,
yeah.
or SpaceX? How many satellites?
So did I
are up
read that
there
there's
right now?
500 up right now?
Oh, there's thousands up right now.
Okay, what I just read today was that there's 500.
Oh, really? I thought
That was an
think the
article
goal-
that I just came
I think
across.
The ultimate goal is to have like 50,000.
30,000.
30,000.
So
That
2
sounds
days
right.
ago, they said that worldwide there was 500, and they want to
Okay.
put 30,000.
Wow. Okay.
That's what I.
Yeah.
But we'll
Totally.
double check it.
There was
Totally.
an interesting article they were talking about, like how people were, some scientists were complaining that with this many of the satellites up there, it'll be hard to see space.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting. It kind of gives you that feeling that, like, what are they going to use this to show us? You know, like like I've heard Sam talk about it. Like,
They're just using it to monitor us.
is
Sam Tripoli, holla.
yeah, is above us going to just be? Are they going to just turn the sky into whatever the hell they want it?
Yeah.
Or, like, you know?
Yeah.
Are they really? Are they going to be showing us? Is it just going to be all holograms of? I mean, I know it sounds
If
crazy.
it's not
but, like,
already, I mean,
yeah.
maybe.
sounds crazy. But
Yep.
yeah, let's keep going.
More like a utility, like electricity. It'll be something you plug into. And this invisible force will connect all of these fragmented systems,
The
becoming
Internet
a
of
digital
Things.
nervous system for the planet.
A
That
digital
you,
nervous system for the planet.
everything we interact with will become a part of. In a sense, the Internet of Things is already begun. We have a number of sensors in our smartphones. The average sensor has GPS, accelerometers, altimeters, and a number of others. But this is just the beginning. And the real power comes when these devices begin to talk to each other. So devices in your home will adjust for the optimal energy usage.
You mean when the
And
fridge?
your alarm clock will set itself based on your calendar. It'll check weather conditions.
Oh yeah, your alarm. See, this is why we're doing this. This is why we're doing this whole transhumanist agenda, is so that your alarm clock will sync up with your other devices, and that you will be able to have easier access
Well,
to
and
the
your
weather.
fridge can call
Human beings should
911
be
on you.
ashamed of themselves
Yeah.
that they can't. This is the further dumbing down of society. This is
Yeah.
the further dumbing down of humanity.
Yes, you little sheep. This is exactly what we're using this for. It's just to sync all your alarm clocks.
We're just trying to help you guys out.
God.
And these agents will run in the background taking care of you. And soon thereafter, you won't just wear technology, but you'll ingest it.
Oh.
Smart pills powered by your body, using the same principle that allows a potato to power a light bulb, will monitor your vital signals for up to 72 hours, and it'll provide real-time insights on your health wirelessly to your doctor.
Oh no! Thank
And if this
you.
sounds of
No,
its science fiction,
no,
it's already
thank you.
received FDA approval. Expected to be released in late 2015. So if that wasn't weird enough for you, Body 2.0 will include
Oh my God.
artificial eyes with zoom capabilities, infrared sensors, and night vision will be possible. And the prosthetic limbs of the future will be even more flexible and powerful than our original organic limbs that we have today.
Dude,
Retinal implants in a few years will
devil.
allow the blind to
Yep.
see and recognize faces.
He's a bad guy.
And there are already
Yep.
arms that are controlled by human thought
Gross.
using a small implant in the brain.
Gross.
And if you think Inception was just a movie, MIT scientists have implanted memories into mice.
Oh my God!
They've isolated an individual memory in a mouse's brain and induced recall of that memory by forcing those neurons to fire.
What heroes?
And researchers have also been able to pinpoint memories and erase them, eliminating them without affecting other memories. So in the future, it may be possible to remove or implant memories, and even treating things like dementia, Alzheimer's,
Bullshit.
post-traumatic stress,
No.
traumas,
No,
or other types of
that's no,
neurological-
because that's not true. All the shit that he's talking about has to do with the way that your brain. That's like saying that you can treat fetal alcohol syndrome with the swallowy pill thing. That's not how that works. I mean, I can't watch anymore.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
It's pretty gross.
It's
it
pretty
is
gross. It's pretty
horrible.
gross.
You
And
guys
it's
are
all-
demoralizing.
It's all packaged in this nice little container saying like, oh, this is just
We're
for
just gonna
the
help
good
you guys.
people. This is
We're
all
gonna
for
help
good,
you.
dude. But it's really to attain this breakaway civilization of man machines, and eventually the human race. Like they literally like this is that, I hate to say it, the Luciferian agenda, man, where it's all about phasing out humans and creating the next iteration of whatever it's going to be. This is just a gradual push towards it. And, this is 2014. They're talking about the mice and the memory thing. Like, you can't tell me, like, in some, like, deep underground military base, they don't have fully operational things beyond our wildest dreams already with the nanotechnology.
I mean,
and all that
we're
stuff,
always
dude.
30 years behind.
Yeah, exactly.
We're 30 years behind what they're showing us, for sure.
Yep.
But
They talk to us about mice because they know people will accept that.
Yeah, all the clones in the clone labs
Yeah,
in the underground,
that's
they're
it.
definitely
Yep.
been experimenting on the little clone babies. But just to show you, like, this is a very mainstream thing, and it's been a very mainstream thing for a long time. Like, Ray Kurzweil is one of the pioneers of this. He's been talking about this since like the 80s and stuff, and now he's high up at Google. He's a Google executive now. Nick Bostrom, who came out with the simulation theory, originally wrote that. He also wrote a article back in like 1999, 2000, talking about possible outcomes of the transhumanist movement or whatever. And there's even a political party here in the United States called the Transhumanist Party.
oh my.
Yep, you can look at transhumanist-party.org.
So when we're all talking about when we're all talking about all the lines in the sand and how we all need to stand up, this is the kind of stuff we should have been standing up against. Everyone who's all about pushing science to its furthest limits and settling the science. It's not right. It's not right.
No, and it's going.
It's
It's
evil.
going to hurt all of us.
Yep.
It's going to hurt all of us.
There's nothing beneficial about this except for taking away your individuality and your autonomy. You're literally
Your humanity.
They're
Your literal
they're
humanity.
dangling
Literally
through
your
marketing.
humanity.
They're dangling through humanity the chance for you to sell your humanity, your soul, and your spirit away, and don't think that that's a reversible decision.
But it's also too like, okay, so we won't be able to function in a society that is, so if you don't make the transition, you will be left behind. The society and the infrastructure will be completely geared and towards people who have the brain chips, who have all that stuff, who can think at like lightning speed. That's what society is going to be. And if you don't have that, you're just going to be left behind, and you're going to be like basically a non-entity.
So if you want to be a part of the roundtable discussion,
No doubt, man.
Yeah.
There will be no Neuralink.
there's going to be no Neuralink where
Yeah.
we're going. Where we're going, you don't need
The
Neuralink.
only scanning
Yeah.
we need to do is to make sure you don't have a brain chip.
That's it,
Yeah,
man.
Yep.
yeah, you can come join us with as long as you don't have a brain chip. And just for people who don't know that, like what they're unveiling today will be that. I mean, Elon Musk, the Neuralink, he's talking about, it's implanting a chip in your brain that you will be connected and you will be able to access whatever the internet has essentially. Like you can probably tap into Google or Wikipedia, but the reality is I don't know how that doesn't scare the hell out of anyone.
He just told Joe Rogan a few months ago that they just take a chunk of your skull.
Like a quarter-sized chunk
Number
of
one,
your
they're
skull.
just gonna take a hunk of your skull out
And
to
implant
put
it.
put electrodes into your. This is the problem with humans, is that I think this is what I think, is that they think that the human brain and our psyche isn't beautiful and brilliant enough, and so we're trying to supplement it, right? We're supplementing it with something that we've been sold through science and through innovation and all of this horrific diabolical agenda that they're on, to make it seem as if that's the carrot that we want, when really they're having us sell what is precious away. Because let's remember, at the end of the day, they do not have our best interest in mind. This is not in our best interest. And so anyway,
I mean,
At the very, go ahead.
Anyone who's seen Terminator,
Yeah.
like, this is not going to turn out well.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
At the very least, on the diabolical scale, it's just going to be used to advertise to you more and get more of your data. This is just a data collection honeypot. That's really all it is.
It's going to be
At the
used
very-
to come.
at the very low end of the diabolical scale, and if you want to escalate it to the extreme end, this is just.
look how
They're going to be
Look
looking
how
at you.
controlling.
They're going to be looking through your eyes at your kids sitting at your dinner table, and whether or not they're masked up, and whether or
Yeah.
not you fed them the right government-approved food, and whether or not you have
The right smart
fulfilled
pill.
your social virtue obligations for the day, and whether or not you've contributed money appropriately and fairly to
To
whatever
act blue.
the
Social
cause of the day.
credit scores, it
Absolutely.
all
Oh,
fits
it's
together.
so
It all
so.
Social
fits
credit
together so
score.
diabolically.
Digital
Yep.
currency.
Yep.
If you're not
Oh
thinking
my
the right
God.
thoughts, you're going to get deducted from
I mean,
the digital currency.
look at
account.
how
They're gonna
our,
come take
look
your
at how our
pets.
streams are already so controlled to make us to make us do what they want already without having a chip in our brain.
Yeah.
Like, look at how our phones are being used against us. Look at how just like our social medias and all these things are already being used against us. And imagine that's implanted in you.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know who wants to sign up for this, but count me out.
Yeah.
Count me out. Count my family out. Count my group.
Oh, is it- is
Our
that
group,
even gonna-
we're getting away from that.
Is that even going to be an option though? That's the scary thing about this. Like as far as all these agendas, eventually it's going to be a point where that's not an option anymore, and I don't know.
Well,
I
that's
don't
what
know
the
what's gonna
FEMA
happen.
camps are for.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
we know exactly what's going to happen. We just don't know how they're going to do it.
Yeah, or when, but it's coming
But
quick,
it's coming.
baby. It's
Yeah,
coming quick.
for sure.
So
I mean, in his prediction, Elon Musk says in 5 years, no one's going to talk anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They're just going to communicate through their Neuralinks. That's what he's predicting. So,
so what if the rest
Not
of us
me.
is left behind?
Yeah.
Man? What are we going to do? What if it's not
we're
an option?
going to
left
be at the
behind?
river
Yeah.
We're gonna
playing.
So I mean, there'll be, and this is the sad reality is there's many families who are going to be pressured into either through financial, through lack of resources, through lack of connection. There are a lot of people who don't have the blessings that we all have, where we have like connections to each other and friendships, and we can like you were talking about. There's someone up at Triangle Lake that we can have a meeting spot.
No,
and,
not Triangle Lake.
Where did
No,
we say?
No, I don't know. Somewhere.
Well, you can
Over
edit
the
that
rainbow.
out for gosh sakes.
well, okay, yeah.
Okay, let me start over. You know how you were saying that we have like somebody up at one of the water sources around here, yeah, where we can like meet up. But I'm just saying, gosh, Scott. I was doing so well. I was doing so well.
So good.
But
Yeah.
Oh God.
I don't know what happened there, but that was a good moment. I think that might have been my Neuralink screwing.
Yeah,
up,
my
actually.
Neuralink, dude. Yeah.
I glitched out.
Glitched out. All right, guys, I'm going back in.
Oh no!
then I'm gonna take us out, or you should.
for it.
I think you can take us out because I'm
All right.
scared.
All right, everyone. Well, thanks so much for tuning in. We are happy to.
Pew, pew, pew.
I'm going to say no to this. This is no. I'm sure that looks I'm not. He's been trying to all night. He's been trying to get me to try that on. I'm not even going to look through it because here's why I
For those of you on the
don't
podcast, it's an Oculus. Yes, I'm sorry.
do not. There's no reason for it. I'm putting because I am not going to be masked going to the store. I'm not going to take the chip in my brain. I'm not going to have. I'm not doing it. So I'm not going to look through the early Neuralink device. Anyways, everyone, thanks so much for tuning in. I'm Megan sitting with Scott and Ed. Have a wonderful evening. Good night. Pew, pew.